Vivinectar Podcast, episode 258. This is take 3. Alexander, Matt the Woo, YouTube channel, Matt the Woo, Instagram. And before we really get into it, this is sort of random to a certain degree.
Yeah. So I was invited 2 days ago to this.
Originally, we were going to do this podcast episode here. Stardust, shout out Stardust Cafe for allowing us to do this. And it was going to be at a table, not the stage, a table. But we're at the table.
Well, we're at the stage.
Yeah,
we're at the table on the stage because we made it happen.
You're right. My fault. We're on the stage, on the table. With that, we got our coffee, we got our caffeine. I did say this was take 3, so we're a little...
Hey, man. You know, that's just perfect.
That was some great eye contact. Yeah. Hey, man, take sip. This is inspiring. By the way, anybody in the Orlando Winter Park area, Stardust Cafe, get your coffee. This is not a paid sponsorship.
No, it's not a paid sponsorship.
All right, so with that, Matthew, would you like to take this off?
Yeah, I just have something to say. I have a problem with the fact that you think Kendrick's top 5.
All right, well, you could definitely speak up a little bit loud. Actually, here, hold on. I got you. There we go.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think there's a problem with the fact that you think Kendrick Lamar is top 5 in the rap game right now.
You don't mean that.
No, I mean that.
You don't mean that. But we would straight face to say that.
And I went and I seen Kendrick live, and he's a great performer. Baby King may be a little better, but Kendrick isn't top 5 because he doesn't drop enough music. You know, I love Kendrick. I love everything he does. Section 80 still in the top what? Top 100? Top 50? Top 20?
Billboard 200.
Huh? Billboard 200.
No, actually, okay. I don't know. No, I don't think Section 80 is in the Billboard 200.
No? Good
right
Kid,
now.
Mad City? Which one? I know one of them's up there.
Mad City's still on there. I believe Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, and Mr. Miranda, Big Steppers. Don't know about Section 80.
But how long until people are tired of listening to the same music and, you know, everyone agrees with me?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop that. All right. First of all, we know he's the greatest rapper of all time, ever. I don't want to hear no other conversation. Secondly, me and you never talked about the Kendrick concert on the podcast. I've spoken about it through my point of view. We've spoken about it personally, but it's been, what was it, July or August?
It was somewhere in there. It's been about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months. Okay, so I believe August, a couple months ago, we both went to the Kendrick concert in Tampa. It was a beautiful experience. We both got baptized. You got baptized? I feel I got baptized.
I definitely got played.
Played?
Yeah.
Okay. How you get played?
Well, you know, everyone here knows Silent Hill is the best song off of the Kendrick and Kodak album because it is a joint album. That's why they're both all over it. Of course, we're in Tampa, you know, the only place I would expect where Kendrick's touring for Kodak to come out at. And the song comes on, Silent Hill comes on. You hear, you know, the pew, 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 pew. And then we're getting
that's
hyped.
beautiful. That's beautiful. That sounds just like the track.
Bro, for one, Silent Hill is my #1 played song on Spotify 130 times this year. And within when did the album come out? Halfway through the year? So
I want to say, what was it, May?
May, yeah, halfway through the year, that's my #1 song. So I love the song. We're at the concert. Kendrick's playing it. We're getting hyped. Me and Alex in the eyes looking at each other, getting lit, you know what I'm saying? Comes the Kodak's part, lights go down, steam comes out.
Lights go down.
Bro, the vultures start flying in the background. Bro, we're like, oh my God, this is it. Kodak's coming out. Song goes pew, 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 pew. Shuts down, lights come on, Baby Keem comes out. They switched the whole song, bro. Kodak wasn't there. Like, it just broke my heart, man. I got played. He knew what he was doing. So for that, Kendrick, that's why I lost some brownie points for you, bro. You're not top 5 no more.
All right, so because Kendrick teased Matt over here with the fact that Kodak didn't come out, you're gonna dare say he isn't top 5.
He pranked me.
Because he pranked you, quote unquote pranked him. We're gonna insult Mr. Miranda, Big Stepper over here. But I'm gonna let it slide for now because I want to talk about the experience beforehand. I just want to say cocktails should be a lot cheaper at the actual stadium.
Yeah.
Alcoholic drinks need to be a lot cheaper.
We paid $250 for our tickets. We should at least get like $5 drinks.
$5. What was it? I think in the stadium was like
$13 or something.
$15 for a beer. $50 for a beer.
Tall boy.
I mean, we can't complain. We went to a little bar area outside.
Yeah, on the river.
Yeah, me,
nice.
My girl, and Matt. By the way, it was beautiful. The sunset was out there. You heard the birds singing. Mm-hmm. There was a couple.
We met Tom Brady. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we met. Yeah, we met Tom Brady. Spiritually, not physically. He wasn't there with us. Spiritually, he was there.
Footballs. He's the quarterback.
Anyhow, going in there, getting the drinks, we were feeling pretty nice. I would like to say we were feeling pretty nice going in there, even though the drinks were overpriced. We still got them. Now, what's the point of this? All I'm saying is, I would feel if they just made the drinks a little bit cheaper, you'll be having a lot more lit people in there.
That's a conversation for the ages, man. We pay for the entertainment, and then we got to pay to enjoy the entertainment, right? Get drunk. It's a never-ending cycle, huh?
Never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
They know
way.
they're gonna get us every time.
All
That's
right,
why we're
so
shotgunning fucking beers in the parking lot.
since the concert, have you listened to any more Baby Keem?
No.
Why do you do this?
I mean, he comes on, and whenever I play Kendrick's album,
Fair.
That's
Family
about
ties,
it.
Range Brothers, but you don't
Yes.
go out of your way to listen to the Melodic Blue.
man, I'm more of a hometown rapper supporter.
You're more of a hometown rapper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Baby Keem spiritually hometown, right?
No, he's from Compton, I think.
He is.
It's the complete other side of the world.
We're going off from there. I've been trying to put him onto Baby Keem for the longest, and I would like to say that you enjoyed the live performance, right?
He was a better performer than Kendrick.
Better than Kendrick?
Yeah, he was jumping across the stage, getting everybody into it. I didn't even know his songs, but I was vibing with him.
Hey, listen, I was out of it. The drinks had me crazy. I don't even know who he was, but he was great. He was great, whoever that guy was. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And it was a person that opened before Baby Keem.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't remember
Yeah,
him.
we
I
don't
know he's in
remember him, so
TG,
it wasn't that
I
good.
think. Oh, no. He's in PG Lane. I don't know. For some of the music heads out right now hearing this, y'all are like, man, what's wrong with these people? I don't got time to keep track of all of it. Coffee break.
If it's not Kodak Hot Boy, Pootie, or Glock 9.
Hootie from Lil Durk?
No. LPD Pootie or LDP, whatever his name is. I don't even know his name.
I'm not familiar.
He's from Orlando. He has a song with 42 Doug.
Oh, no. I don't remember at all.
Maybe run that back because of the door. He has a song with 42 Doug.
Oh, don't worry. I could edit out the door sound. Anything that pops up, someone could come in here right now, light this place up, and we'll be fine. I'll just edit it out.
Just edit it out.
I'll just edit it in. Listen, you haven't seen Pinocchio, have you?
No. My
All
nose
right.
gross.
Huh?
My nose gross.
So there's we're sort of everywhere with this, but in the reboot of Pinocchio, the boy dies because of a giant explosion in a church in front of his father, which was like a complete plot twist. This is the Netflix version, not the Disney version.
Okay.
So what I was going to get into, a missile could come in here, blow everything up. I could just edit it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Noise, destruction
World
at
War III
all.
could start
I'll
right
just
now.
go on Photoshop and put everything together.
Just take a picture of the background. It's like we never left.
Yeah, stop motion.
Yeah.
Stop motion. I'll put little strings like a puppet. Beautiful. But going in, Baby Keem, I'm happy that I would like to say you enjoyed the performances from Baby Keem.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Now
That was
Kendrick,
my first concert too, so.
big things right here. First concert, Kendrick Lamar concert. Wow. Listening from Kendrick since 2011, Section 80 always being part of rotation. That's an album that stuck out. Even earlier, you talking about it. How was it actually seeing him live performing? And then the energy we had up there, because we were both pretty lit.
Oh, man.
We were both pretty lit.
I would
So
say everybody around us was catching our vibe, you know what I mean? Because we
Most
was
definitely.
fucking pushing each other, looking each other in the eyes, and, you know, just going crazy,
No,
man.
that's a terrible comment.
Just going crazy. In the mosh pit, we made a mosh pit,
In our own two seats.
yeah, and then Tom Brady showed up again.
Tom
Love
Brady.
Kendrick's concerts are the best.
Oh, 40 guy. Now, for me, this is my third Kendrick Lamar concert, I love the fact Kendrick came out with a puppet. Things were a little bit more, not so, I mean, don't get me wrong, the stage presence was crazy with everybody else and the way the dancing was orchestrated, but I felt this was more of a personal performance by him on the stage. By personal, him, his puppet, the vocal delivery.
It's probably personal because he hasn't performed for like 5 years.
Exactly. He hasn't performed for 5 years. So for me, I was just like, this does feel more intimate. And I love the fact that you came into his first concert and it felt like half of it was Kodak.
Yeah, it did. It felt great. Yeah, no, that's my favorite rapper. So, you know, that was the whole reason I was there. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to say that's half the reason it was there.
Honestly, I was very surprised when Kodak was all over the album. It was a great surprise though, because honestly we didn't need any more Kodak music. He's been dropping plenty of music for us, keeping us well fed, keeping us happy. But to see that was a huge plus, and that's a big reason why I went, because I was hoping he'd be there, and he played me. But Kendrick is a great performer, you know. I think. I'm gonna wait a second for them to go. Cause I have a good opinion. I'm gonna wait a second for the loud noises to stop.
I can edit it. Trust me, I can edit it. Remember, the voice is coming from here.
True.
All I'm using the camera for is just to sync our lips.
Okay. Yeah. So the Kendrick concert. Honestly, I think I messed up by making it my first concert, bro. Because now nothing will probably ever compare to that. Unless I go to a Kodak concert. But he goes to jail once a year, so, I mean, what's the chances of that, you know?
Buys tickets, waits to show up, gets arrested right there and then. So, speaking of Kodak, well, we're talking about top 5 artists throughout the year. You have Kodak comfortably at the number 1 spot for 2022.
Comfortably.
One of the best rappers
Super
2022. So, clearly, I have a bit of an issue with it. I can respect it. I want you to name your top 5 rappers for 2022, and then I'll go with mine.
It's gonna be hard without looking at my phone.
You can look at it.
Is it like my top 5 rappers I listen to, or who I think in general deserves a top 5?
Top 5 that you listen to.
Top 5 I listen to is gonna be Kodak number 1, Hot Boy number 2.
Kodak, Hot Boy.
Who else I've been listening to lately? By the way, can we get is this going on YouTube?
Yeah, this is going on YouTube.
Can we get comments for Apple Music or Spotify Music or whatever else there is, SoundCloud? Because I just need to know who's the superior platform.
Fair.
I would just like to know. I know your fans are probably my Spotify because you've been on there forever, but I just need to know because I've had this debate for years, and Spotify to me is king.
All right, while you're searching of the music, I'll definitely say this from my experience. Spotify has the better algorithm when it comes to music, introducing new artists. Whenever it comes to the algorithm, just doing personal stuff for you, it gets the job done. Apple Music, I love for the layout, honestly. It's pretty smooth. And I don't know, it's just everything with iOS integrated with my iPhone just feels more seamless as compared to Spotify. But it isn't that big of a deal. But to me, I just prefer iTunes.
All right, so when it comes to my top 5 in the game right now, first of all, Lil Yachty, Poland, Song of the Year.
Song of the Year? You know what? I said that earlier in the year.
Did you?
I did.
Wow.
I did a whole reel.
God, we're on the same page.
For the fact that it's so absurd, fun, weird, and addictive, I will give it Song of the Year, and not for the sake of that it needs to be topping the Billboard charts, everybody, the club. It's just the fact how much, to me, the energy and how much fun it was hearing it. There's nothing else out there that really had me the way.
And if we could talk about meme culture too a little bit, and how meme culture can blow up any song, really, as long as it has the right funniness behind it, I find that amazing. Because a lot of people have blown up off of memes, and Lil Yachty, not that he fell off or anything, but his music wasn't hitting mainstream networks, I feel like. And after his song became a meme, everyone gravitated towards it. Even though when I first heard it, I thought it was kind of weird. And then as I heard the memes more and more, I was like, damn, I could bump this. And then I was playing it in my car, and I'm fucking smoking blunts to it, So, yeah. Meme culture is a very big integration, I feel like, in the rap game and all that.
I agree with you. One thing, I made a recent video on how Gunna outsold The Weeknd. One of the major points I mentioned is how memes are able to push music and how it, whenever it's done organically and it sounds good, it could be a big defining moment. So all the way back, I want to say January, a little bit before January 7th and onward, pushing P memes. You couldn't go anywhere because the comment sections were full of a blue P, and I'm just over here what does this mean? There's nothing productive being put. Instagram stories, LeBron James pushing P. He's apparently known about pushing P since forever.
Since forever, right?
Yeah,
he's the one who told Gunna that day to drop the song. Gunna wasn't even gonna drop it.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but in 2015, LeBron James went up to Gunna after the 2014 finals, before anybody even knew who Gunna was, and told him, listen, in 2021, you're going to want to make a song called Pushin' P. I'm going to produce it for you. I'm going to get everybody involved. In 2022, you're going to blow up to an even higher level and outsell The Weeknd.
Yep.
And guess what happened? LeBron was right.
LeBron was right, like always. And I mean, the meme, and that's another meme. Look at that. Everything is meme culture nowadays. We're talking about the LeBron James meme. And it's crazy how you can get like a cult-like fan base from that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, Push and P all up in the comments and everything. You know, I feel like that's the goal. That's what artists should be looking towards, like relating with the meme culture, so that they get pushed way harder.
I believe memes at their best, memes truly live at their best whenever there's a conversation about it. And it's just more than comedy, which of course we could take it for its comedic value. But for me, whenever we have something like Push and P, but then we have like other people, whether they hating or not, where it's like, what are the origins of Push and P? Let's look deeper into this. That's something that I feel just adds to the longevity of the meme. And I remember years ago when the Pepe meme officially started going around the frog and everything, how apparently there was like a deep, I don't know how deep.
Talking about the pig? Peppa Pig?
No, not Peppa Pig. Pepe Frog.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently there's like, I don't know, some of y'all correct me, there's like some history behind that before it reached this little stage of meme culture. I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but I just like that comparison. So going on to what you were saying, Kodak Black.
Yes.
Why do you believe he's
Number one?
Number one, your favorite, of course, but in terms of this year, what he has done.
Well, I'm gonna say this one last thing about meme culture, and then we can move on past that subject. But Kodak has originated a lot of memes. Okay, and the first one when he's in the car and he's looking back like this with a stank face on, you know, that's like from 2016. So for one, Kodak has the ability to just be himself and be super original, and a lot of these artists are faking it. You know, I think we can all agree on that. A lot of these rappers are faking like how hard they are, like where they, you know, what they do in their day-to-day life. And Kodak obviously does not do that. You know, he goes to jail every other week, and he raps about what he lives, and you know, he raps about his emotions. So another reason why he might be number one right now is because the whole Jack Boy situation that he had, when he addressed that, he did such a good job at expressing like his opinion and his emotions into a song. And I feel like that's another thing a lot of rappers don't do. They're just gonna go straight to like violence or things like that. But he was able to really express himself and get the fans to understand his perspective. So sorry if I'm talking too low.
Yeah, it's okay. I just raised it up that way you could talk at that distance and still be good.
Yeah, so, you know, I just think he's been super relatable this year. I know a lot of his songs I would turn on and I would vibe to it. So, like, just like whatever personal stuff I'm going through, I know, like, he would kind of address that in the songs, and it felt good. It just felt good to listen to. Yeah, I mean, he's number one. He had the number one song, and he didn't win the Grammy once again. He's too gangster to win the Grammy, so you know he's kind of the underdog, and I root for the underdog too.
Well,
so.
one thing that I continuously like to uphold on this podcast is fuck the Grammys for the most part. Fuck most award shows. Anybody, not just anybody, but artists seeking validation for the Grammys never made sense to me. And ever since we've had robberies throughout the past decade or so, it's just like one of those things that why do you even try to reach out for? Now, Kodak, I'm loving it. One thing from Kodak that I enjoyed that I recently listened to was recent project is the diversity in the instrumental he raps on. I can't really, at least for me, coming from someone who doesn't listen to a lot of Kodak, anytime I do go through a project just for the curiosity of it, there isn't a set sound that I'm expecting. It's always for a good number of tracks that it's just sound fresh to me. And one thing that...
Versatile.
One thing that Kodak doesn't get enough respect for compared to other rappers is definitely the lyricism, the metaphors, the canvases compared to most.
Let me drive the boat.
Driving the boat. So I know we're getting a bit away from memes, but in comparison to, say, for example, Lil Baby, what Lil Baby would have in flow, in presence, he doesn't have the metaphors. He doesn't have the bars that Kodak would have, where Kodak would make you think.
Yeah, you could listen to a Kodak track like 5 times and still learn something new that he said that may have went over your head first few times. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good listen.
Definitely, and I know that was a bit nowhere. Okay, I respect your number one being Kodak. For me, who do I have as the best rapper of the year personally? Who do I got? I'm I think last time we discussed it, I might have to give it a Dirk.
Dirk is number one this year?
Yeah.
I was going to put him top 5. for sure.
five.
Yeah.
He doesn't crack your top 5?
No, he does. I'd probably put him like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, interesting. Why you say that? Because he did an album with Drake.
No, that was 21.
Oh shit.
All good.
Oh
Okay.
wait, you mean that was 21 Savage?
Yeah, I confused
But
them.
didn't they do it? They did something together, Dirk and
They
Drake.
did 2 collab tracks. One on one was supposed to be a single for Certified Lover Boy. Didn't make it, but then we got another one on Certified Lover Boy with Give You On.
Oh, okay.
I felt, well, Dirk sort of slowed down towards the second half, but I feel the momentum he had in the beginning of the year with his album 7220, some of the melodic performances he had on there, as well as the various features throughout the entire year, it was just enough of a presence that I felt not everybody was able to match. Now, just because I say he was my favorite rapper of 2022 doesn't mean he was better than Jid, better than Pusha T, better than Kendrick Lamar, better than anybody else. It's just for me, I felt he had the stronger performance with consistency, songs, catchiness, so on and so forth.
I think Lil Durk's fucking up right now because he lost India, and whatever, shit happens. But like, you should be going so hard on music after a heartbreak. It's like when a guy gets his heart broke and he goes to the gym, right? That's the most motivation you'll ever have in your life. He should be making some banger tracks right now with his heart broken. Instead, he's tweeting about India.
I edited that out.
We'll edit that out. So instead he's just tweeting about India, and he should be putting his energy into making some bangers, because you're right, he could be on top right now.
Okay, I respect
He's
it.
fucking up though.
Yeah, so usually, you know how it goes. You go through a heartbreak, you go to the gym, you listen to Andrew Tate 24/7 to get some, get some of that alpha
G.
male red pill energy going on, and then you just stop single after single after single. Now, going on from music real quick, going on into sort of YouTube and not necessarily the Manosphere, but whenever you see people like Andrew Tate and other, right now I'm drawing
Alpha males.
quote unquote alpha males, when you see the large attention they're getting, when you see the views, when you see news articles reporting on them, and then you sort of hear their advice they have for the younger generation of males, what's your overall outlook on it growing up, like, compared to how things are being done now?
What do you mean, like old school alpha males versus new school alpha
Not
males?
necessarily new school. How would I put this? Do you feel that the reason they get so much attention is because, I mean, they do speak about some valid stuff, but is it more so because males today aren't growing up and engaging with females as much? Or has, like, the internet just pushed the internet with their message has amplified it to where it makes sense just because you're seeing the views?
I think because of social media nowadays, a lot of people compare themselves, right? So a lot of people lose confidence because of that, right? They'll be like, why, if we grew up in the same way, why don't I have that lifestyle? Or why is my life not as good? Or whatever the case may be. But at the end of it, you shouldn't compare yourself, because that's just gonna make you look at the differences between you and that person, when really you could look at the positives and how it could help you. And those people kind of go down that rabbit hole, right? So they lose confidence, and then they look towards these guys like Andrew Tate, Sneakio, or whatever his name is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He
was in a Mr. Beast video.
Sneakio?
Sneeko, yeah.
Sneeko? Wow, really? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, they look up to these guys because they lack confidence. And these guys, until they get rejected in public or something, they'll always look like alpha males, So these young men look up to them, probably guys who don't have fathers and stuff like that, because they think that's what a father's supposed to be or whatever. And, that's why they have such a heavy influence over the youth, because so many kids just lack what Andrew Tate has, right? Which is confidence, money, women, all that stuff. So these young men look up to him because that's what they want, obviously, and that's why it's so easy to influence the youth nowadays, because the internet's so accessible.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Texas made a law where if you're not 18 years old, then you can't go on social media. Or they made a bill, they're trying to pass it as a law.
They made a bill trying to pass that.
So I'm not saying that's what we got to do, but these guys definitely have influence over 11-year-olds who don't have fathers, and they think this is how they're supposed to act. And yeah, they're going to grow up to be pieces of shit. I doubt Andrew Tate and Sneeko is like that all the time, 24/7. If maybe they are, but if they're not, they're just putting this message out for this image, and it is fucking up the youth a little bit. Yeah, I agree. But, you know, at the same time, it's kind of like the parents' job of these kids to, like, tell them, you know, don't look up to people like that. Like, take it with a grain of salt because it's just an image, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they have a lot of control and influence over the youth nowadays, way more than the past, because, I mean, obviously negativity is pushed too nowadays. Like, negativity gets views. Like, you look at fight videos, those are going to get views. People arguing, that gets the most views on World Star and things like that. You know, I see it on my feed all the time, and, you know, and it's very negative and misogynistic what they're saying. So you gotta, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, and you gotta teach the youth not to follow in those footsteps, you know.
All right, definitely. I agree with you there, especially whether it's males that grew up without fathers, whether it's the insecurities and the fact that the internet is so vastly different from whenever we were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever we were growing up, Instagram just came out, Facebook just came out. So by the time we got into those prime teenage years, it was still something that was new, something that we were still getting adjusted to, and didn't have complete control of our lives. We were still able to go outside, actually talk to females in person, and still learn how to engage online as to compared to kids nowadays where from elementary school, they're on the internet. That is their second life to a certain degree. And if all you're seeing is these guys giving this advice on how females are instead of going out there and experiencing or just being able to talk to females, there could be a bit of delusion, a little bit of not necessarily misinformation, but by not getting that experience yourself and just listening to others, how what you learn from them can backfire in person.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you don't look like them and you're not 6'5", buff as fuck, and you're coming up to them when you're 5'5", scrawny, acting like a top G, man. You're not a top G, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I wanted to speak on that just because there's moments whenever I see things going on in social media, and in my head I'm like, do people even really think like this? Like, is this really a thing? And then I remember, wait, I'm 24, right? I'm 24. Yeah. I'm not exactly gonna completely agree because I grew up different to a certain extent. So whenever I be like, man, guys can't be thinking like this, and I'm like, oh wait, they really are thinking like this.
Yeah, they really are. And it's kind of crazy. But, you know, we've all known some people in our life, I feel like, growing up who've been like that. Now it's just like, it's a lot more common, so people express themselves instead of like keeping it in, you know? Like, the people who've thought like that are just expressing it now.
Yeah.
You know?
And I also want to touch on the fact that social media, the internet, has allowed a lot of bum-ass niggas to get in front of a camera and look like they dope, look like they get money, look like they got females. Look, that's so old. But being able to act like they know how to engage with females, when in reality they don't. They're just able to garner a large enough presence to where they could present it in a way where it feels like when it comes to relationship dynamics and everything, they know what they talk about, quote unquote, they know what they're talking about. And I think money plays a large part, obviously. You know, you can't be completely broke and be expecting every female to be on you. However, understand a lot of these guys that do have the money and grew up not having any game, the money's only leverage. So when they're giving this advice at times, whenever it's actually you having to be a good human being, not just, you know, at certain points misogynistic, like you said, they're not able to give that because they're lame to a certain extent.
Yeah. I mean, you got enough money, you could do whatever you want. Let's be honest.
Exactly, that plays a major part. But then whenever it comes to
like Liver King, I mean, he got enough money to take $12,000 worth of steroids a month. He made himself a character, you know, Liver King, and he became famous. Like, you got enough money, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah. But I think there needs to be a nice balance of where you're self-aware of who you are, whether you're corny or not. You gotta be, you know, teach yourself a bit of game, and if you do have the money, be able to implement it in a way that you're not just a complete, where you're not self-aware because, oh, I have X amount of money, that means I could get X amount of females whenever, but whenever it comes time to you to have like organic conversations with a female besides looking at her like a piece of meat.
I mean, you really gotta ask yourself, what do you want? in life, you know? Because if you're a rich guy, you could almost have whatever you want. So it's like, do you want to be a piece of shit and just, you know, like fucking not care about anyone's opinions and just do whatever you want to do? Or do you want to fucking like get a family or like, you know, keep a solid team around you that genuinely cares about you? Like, it all depends on how you move. And like, I think a lot of people don't care about that. They don't really care about the people around them, their team. Like, they're just focused on getting rich or like, you know, just whatever it takes, you know, that whatever it takes mindset. And that's good, but like, you gotta have a team around you. You're not going nowhere. No, it's facts.
I agree. Now, I believe we're reaching a stage of the podcast where I'm feeling pretty nice. It's definitely feeling a lot smoother. I'm letting y'all know, like right now, the way this all happened right now, I'm loving it. Love the fact we're talking up here. And we're getting the flow, we're getting the momentum, so things are getting choppy, but we're here. You mentioned Liver King, and I want to talk about that too. I found it hilarious how in his apology video, it wasn't him apologizing to lying to thousands and thousands of people about him being organic, the way he got his muscles, the way he's presenting himself. He starts off with saying, listen, I was rich before you two, yep. And I'm gonna be rich afterwards. And I heard that, I was just like, what? What does this have to do with the fact that you've been lying and manipulating to everybody? Right. And I'm gonna tie that in from what we said earlier when influencers play a facade.
Yes.
To be able to just sort of maneuver their own way. Anyhow.
Kind of like you and your beard.
Me and my beard, it's fake. I don't know if you guys knew that. Mm-hmm. This isn't real.
It's never been real.
It's never been real. It's like one of those attached. No, actually, it's the braid-on beards.
It is the braid-on beards. I helped them put it on this morning. But we can go on to the next subject.
All right.
I don't want to expose you too much.
Okay, I mean, we can keep talking about it. There's like, there's this little local spot that you could just go in and measure your chin and everything, and they just put it right on there.
His beard has a better comeback than LeBron.
Infinitely. Oh my God, someone just dropped something. What is going on here?
Oh shoot.
I can edit the sound out.
Just a bunch of we get crowd sound effects for free.
So from here, we're going to be going into some crypto conversations, genuine crypto conversations. We're going to be talking about what's been going on with Bankman Fried finally getting arrested. But overall, the past 2 years, we've seen crypto go from, hey, we got a cool little coin that isn't detectable, we got a whole entire market, to where it isn't regulated. The money is able to grow, you can make your own tokens, to a point where it blew up. It's the next way to get rich. It's the next way to expand your portfolio. Blew up to a bubble where people were making millions, and then over the past year, we've seen it decimate, explode, losses all around, and a lot of
losses. Now listen. Yeah, a lot of losses on this thing. I lost 2 bands in Binance. So, Binance, if you ever see this, give me my money back. I don't want it back now because the 2000's only worth like $300 because crypto fucking failed. But, I don't know. Sure, let me get it 2 years ago.
Yeah. Hopefully they send you at least a letter saying sorry.
I doubt they'll ever do that. I mean, I had a fake account anyway, so they don't even know who I am.
And then come to find out, whether we're talking about NFTs or the exchanges, that they actually been robbing our money, they're going broke, everything's been crashing. So
yeah, FTX is crazy, man. They stole billions of dollars from all their customers. You know, I mean, I don't know if people who are watching this know exactly what happened, but to give you a little recap, Sam Bankman, is that his name?
I think so.
I think it's Sam Bankman or Sam Freeman or something like that.
Even if we mispronounce it, I don't think he deserves the full pronunciation.
No, he doesn't. But, I mean, it goes pretty fucking deep. So, like, you know, FTX, they had, like, Tom Brady, Steph Curry promoting them, and, like, all these famous athletes, like, the faces of their organizations, right? Like the NFL and the NBA. And so the owner, Sam Bankman or Freeman, whatever, he ended up stealing $32 or $64 billion, something like some crazy number that we couldn't even imagine. Stole all the money from the exchange, and then he ran off to the Bahamas. I think he was on the run for like a month, and then they just caught him yesterday.
He was on a press tour. He was promoting a whole apology album.
Really?
Yeah, so over the past 2 to 3 weeks since the collapse of FTX, he's gone on I would like to say an apology tour, basically saying, hey, even though I'm a genius at one point, even though I was in charge of $1 billion company, I had no idea what I was doing. I was basically having multiple sexual relations with a couple employees. We were just using your money, buying houses, buying islands, and I don't know what happened. I happened to misplace $8 billion from one of my other companies. And I'm just sorry. I messed up, guys. And, you know, I just want to make it better.
Well, he has a long time in prison to think about how to make it better.
Yeah.
Who knows if he'll ever get that money back, though?
Oh, we're definitely not. And you talking about Binance, your experience, I think over a year ago, I want to say with Dogecoin is whenever I started doing crypto.
Yeah.
Me, I was
I
just
think
like,
that's how a lot of people got into crypto.
yeah, I was just like, so you're telling me I could invest in a dog and I could become a millionaire? Sign me up. This is great. I'll throw in
And Elon Musk is backing it?
Huh?
And Elon Musk is backing it?
And Elon, the genius, the guy that made battery-powered electric vehicle cars.
The only alien on Earth?
Yeah, everybody. Oh, the guy that's in charge of Tesla, that one guy. Yeah, he created PayPal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that too. But Tesla, yeah, we're all on board. I forgot the exact amount, but I was able, I want to say the profit like $300 on Dogecoin. And I felt like the smartest man in the world. I was like, you guys are going
Time to quit my job. I'm getting rich.
You guys are going to Wall Street to invest, idiots. I just put money on a coin. That's the name of a dog, and I just went up. Fast forwards, my big brain idea was, wait a minute, if I could do this on a meme coin, backed up by this genius, that means I could go onto another exchange, make my leverage 100 times, set stop losses, set stop limits, and just go crazy with the day trading. Yeah, that's how I ended up just losing any bit of profit at all. I think overall I've probably lost $200 doing that, which two or $300 I want to say. And the only reason why I stopped was because I understood something. Number one, I wasn't in crypto to invest. As much as I lied to myself, I felt like it was a gambling rush.
It was educated gambling.
Educated gambling. So I'm over here, at one point I'm at work, in the toilet, catching the bottom of Doge at like 0.26. And I was just like, yo, this is the greatest day of my life. 100 times leverage, getting mad profit. And I was just like, what if I did a super big brain move and continue doing this for the entire day? And that's how everything just kept going down.
Yeah. Lost your job because you didn't go back to work because you were trading crypto all day, and
I
then
got
you
stuck on
lost
the
profit.
toilet. There was no toilet paper. The only thing I had left was my phone, and I had to make a choice.
Wow.
Do I call someone for help, or do I just sit here and trade? What do you guys think I did? None of that, because I had toilet paper. What's wrong with y'all? This is liberalism. But ultimately, I like that we're talking about our genuine experiences with crypto. That's because there's some people that made it seem like they were hot shit. They came to me.
Yeah. Look, if anyone's thinking about investing into crypto, there's multiple ways to do it. Don't do it though, because you're just gonna lose money. You're just gonna lose money. At least give it a little bit. It needs a little bit more time. If crypto is ever gonna be a part of the future, let it get regulated. Let it have like a safe backing so that you won't lose all your money. But as of right now, anybody's at risk who invests in crypto. So take it. Get your money and get out. That's all I have to say. Don't be sitting around in the crypto space.
Get your money. I think that was great. If you want to diversify your finances, anything from stock, anything from bonds, from your Roth IRA, and you're thinking about cryptocurrency, whether you've taken a loan investing in cryptocurrency, you deserve it. I'm going to just say it right now. If you thought you were going to become rich on getting 30% interest on a coin and you lost everything, you sort of deserve it. And overall, for anybody that's still new, hasn't done it, I highly recommend for you not to do it, just like you said. Now, going on from here, I want to congratulate you over the past year on your YouTube map, the Woo, doing pranks, doing not just necessarily pranks, being able to create some entertainment for everybody to have a good laugh at, and the YouTube space overall. And what I'm getting at is, how have you felt over the past year as a creator on YouTube? How have you felt YouTube has changed since you first started watching it? And yeah.
Well, when I first started watching YouTube, it was back whenever the year was just 09.
Yes, that's me. I'm blocking you out? I got you.
Taking a little break here, guys.
Take it away. This is your solo.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. So it's just me here. I just bought the Vivid Nectar podcast, so you'll no longer be seeing Alex up here. It's just going to be me. I fired him. I bought the podcast and I fired him because I felt like I could just do it better. So yeah. Was it you? Was it you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Apparently I'm deaf.
You're deaf?
Yeah, 'cause she said silver.
Oh. Well, I was just telling him how I bought the podcast and then fired you.
Oh, it is what it is.
I gave him all my crypto.
YouTube.
Okay. So, YouTube, I mean, I started watching it back in like 09 or 08. I don't even know. Way back then. Obviously, that's when like How to Be a Ninja. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but that's an OG ass video right there. Back whenever YouTube comedy was just like Vine comedy, you know, it was just like a few seconds of like a funny face or something to make people laugh. And to watch it grow now is crazy because back then you could curse, you could say, you could do whatever you want on YouTube. Like it was a free platform, and now it's so censored. It almost like makes me scared to make content nowadays because like this.
Yeah.
It almost makes me scared to make content nowadays just because not that I'm afraid to offend anybody, but like, you know, this cancel culture and everything is just crazy. Like, I have all these like bits and ideas, but like I'm just a little afraid to follow through because who knows if it's over the edge. So like, it's definitely changed quite a bit. But as a content creator, I kind of like it. I like the challenge. You know, I feel like YouTube is promoting very well edited content, very well put together content. So like as long as you can edit and put it together in a manner where your fans or the people that support you just genuinely enjoy like your 5 to 10 minute videos, that's what I aim for. Like YouTube will promote you. You just have to follow the algorithm. Like it's almost like a set thing that you have to follow. You got to do the Mr. Beast. You got to do, you know, like
the Mr. Beastification of YouTube.
Yeah, if you're not taking the Mr. Beast route, then YouTube's not going to promote you. It's just that simple. He puts so much time and energy into learning how to make videos go viral that if you just copy him, you're bound to be successful. You know, put your own twist on it. But
one thing I want to say before we continue on, you know, us both growing up same age and everything throughout YouTube, I could say this is definitely, I want to say the most healthiest phase of YouTube we've ever been in. Because with the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, everyone is sort of on the lines of, the more we push these creative boundaries, the more we use money as an incentive for creativity, we'll be able to grow, thus multiply our income, which is something that's fascinating to see. Seeing people say like, oh, well, if I want to be influenced by Mr. Beast, I got to do something crazy. That's also good for people. Also going on from there, when it comes to Mr. Beastification, I've also felt the rise of documentaries, like Sunny V2.
yeah.
And I've just seen multiple channels following that same route. So we have the general videos of creativity. We have documentaries acknowledging the life events or even the downfall of certain individuals, and then the rise of podcasts on the platform where it's geared to long form content. People just genuinely speaking to what they want to do. I feel like this is like the healthiest YouTube has been.
Yeah, it's definitely almost like become a form of like news, I guess you could say. Like you're saying with the documentary, like I get some of my news off of YouTube. Like Jim Ari, people who cover like current events, that's definitely a big topic now and very entertaining. And I find myself always coming back to their channel if they present the information like in a way that I like it. And you know, yeah.
And I wanted to discuss that because we grew up, whether it was like specifically Call of Duty content, Only Use Me Blades, White Boy 7th Street. It was just
It's always had a commentary, like documentary type of style. Like that's the type of videos we've always watched.
Yeah, for
sure.
And I think some big YouTubers at the time for us, Ray William Johnson.
Oh man, I follow him to this day, man. To this day.
Yeah, he's doing good with the reels, right?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Doing good with the reels?
No, he is. I follow him on Instagram. He's doing his thing. And he got your favorite Martian, obviously, is back.
Is back? No way.
Yes, bro.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah, they came back, I don't know, like a year ago.
But from there, specifically, you
doing your mom. Doing your mom.
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
You as a content creator, how have you been enjoying?
I like the shorts, man. I like the shorts a lot. I've had a lot more fun editing the shorts up because I feel like I can get more creative in like a shorter time span. Because my creativity, like my attention span, be a little short sometimes. So like editing these 10-minute YouTube videos, which take like 10 hours, just feels like a lot, and I got to take some breaks. So these shorts I can get done in like 2 hours of just hardcore editing, and it's a lot more fun that way. And they go to a lot more viewers, a lot more people see your shorts. So like, just the fact that they promote smaller channels too is a big step forward with the shorts. So then they need to keep doing what they're doing with that. They're going in the right direction.
It almost feels like a cheat code.
Almost does.
To a certain degree. Like, I just feel with shorts, it's almost like they just...
Except you can't get monetized with them.
Till 2023.
Really?
2023 is when they're going to give you a 45% cut on shorts.
But you got to hit the 1,000 subscribers and all that, right?
I believe 1,000 subscribers, and instead of 10,000 hours, I think you need 10 million plays.
10 million like watch out, or yeah, I seen that, which is equally as hard, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you got to do all that within 1 year.
Yeah, because with shorts, it's like, wow, you get so much views. I mean, yeah, so now you got to get 10 million instead of like 10,000 watch hours.
Instead of 4,000 watch hours, you got to get
now,
10 million
we
views.
might be a bit wrong on the exact technical terms, but you enjoying shorts more often, and overall, you just... content.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I like the shorts a lot, just because I'll catch myself on YouTube or Instagram rolling through shorts for like hours and hours. It's
I think YouTube is better.
YouTube is better because they know what I like. Because I've been on YouTube since 2009 or whatever.
Since you were 29, you're 20.
And you know,
you were in the future.
They see me go through my freaking watching my Vine videos on YouTube all the way to now watching my how to trade crypto on YouTube, right? So they know what I like, they know what I don't like, and they push my algorithm really good. So I'll be finding myself on YouTube Shorts for hours, bro. It's such a great attachment.
It is. Their algorithm is crazy. I feel the quality on YouTube Shorts is a lot better too, and not for the sake of like visually, but I don't know, it's just because of the algorithm. I just see things that are genuinely new to me. I haven't seen it like 5 other times repeatedly. Like on Instagram, I feel like I could see the same content
definitely
over and over again.
Yeah, and they'll use like, you know how like they'll do like, you know how memes have upgraded to sounds now? So like they'll create different visuals to the same sound. And that on Instagram, I'll see the same thing. Sometimes I'll be scrolling 3 times in a row, I see the same sound. I'm like, I'm so tired of seeing, and that would make me get off. YouTube never does that. It's always something different. Yeah.
All right.
But when it comes to my content, I'm gonna plug myself in real quick.
Of course. You know, look at that. He got a big smile. You see the teeth shining, beard glowing. He's ready for this. He's been waiting for this.
You know, Matt the Woo on YouTube, MAT_THE_WOO. Come check me out. Come subscribe.
Link in the description.
Thank you for having me on here on the Vivid Nectar podcast. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're not done. I hope you know.
No, but you can put that at the end.
Yes, we can. And then the typical stuff that usually drop a like, subscribe. We are alive.
In here, baby.
We are alive. There's been a drop. There's been a shot. We're surviving. So one thing that I love about content creation specifically is like a piece of history you're leaving behind.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that you can capitalize of it, aside from the community you could genuinely build as well, the fact that you're leaving your own personal history behind that's for the most part accessible at any point, it just feels good.
It does feel good.
Like if this is what being an artist or being Picasso feels like, I'm loving it. I completely get it.
Yeah,
I understand why the Mona Lisa has so much value.
There's really no better feeling than posting a video on a platform and then watching it get views, like, you know, and like comments and likes and interactions, because you know you're a part of someone's day now. Like, you know, like someone's seen your content and they enjoyed it. There's not much of a better feeling out there, really.
And one thing I know for me that I've been fighting has sort of been the dehumanization of people watching videos. So a lot of times, whether it's myself or other content creators, instead of saying like, oh, I had X amount of people watching, they say X amount of views. And I have to constantly remind myself that it's not so much about the numbers, but it's the fact that, whoa, I actually had X amount of people actually watching, sitting down.
Right.
And whether it's like 2 people, 5 people, 30 people, 500 people, because for those of you subscribe on the Vivid Nectar YouTube page, y'all know how it is. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, 10,000 people per video, bro. Like, you already know what it is. At first, it's like, it might not seem like much, but then at the perspective of, if we were in a room,
right,
and you got 50 people in a room all looking at you.
Yeah.
That's substantially different than just looking at it as just numbers.
Right. Sometimes you kind of get lost in, oh damn, I only got 100 views, but that's 100 people who genuinely like stayed and watched my content.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. And if they were all in here right now, we would be kicked out of here because
But yeah, you think your fan base is that crazy? You think they'll come in here and wreck this place?
No, we just couldn't fit them all in here, man. They would be like, get the fuck out.
No, they could lap to lap.
Yeah.
Lap to lap, we could go hang up on top of there. So, definitely.
Gotta appreciate every supporter, man.
I love the growth YouTube has had, and just in general, the not social, but I want to say almost the internet as a whole. Of course, we have the negatives of quote-unquote cancel culture and people, fake activists going on these networks. But going on from here, I recently went to Atlanta, which was great. Recently went to Atlanta, new Metro Boomin album, listened to it over there, which was phenomenal. I was over here hitting corner.
Is that where he's from? Is that where he's from?
I think Metro Boomin's from Atlanta. And I listened to the album in Atlanta. And I went down to Atlanta. Like, that's like 3 metaphors right there. That was a quick rhyme simile. And yeah, so of course we booked the hotel over there, and we almost lost our life in a hotel. It was like 12 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping great. I was in my own dreams, having the time of my life, where there was like these noises, voices, wake up. And there was an argument in the room next to our room. And it's a female and a male. I already told you this, but I want to speak it to everybody here.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow it up with a question. They were both fighting. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I have my eyes open, and I just hear this guy saying to the other female, "You don't love me, you hate me, you're pregnant with my baby, you're still smoking, you're still drinking." And you're probably hearing this like, okay, where's this leading up to? Right after that, she's yelling. And then he starts slamming her across the room. She starts hitting him back.
Wait. So he said, you don't care about me because you smoke and drink with my baby, and then he proceeds to slam her with the baby?
So my love, she informed me because I think she woke up early and heard it. So apparently he was cheating with her in the hotel room.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was with another shawty, and then his girl came into the room, and then she busted through the door, and this is about the time when I started waking up, and I was just like, what's going on? And then that's whenever they're going back and forth, and then that's when it leads up to him saying, you're pregnant with my baby, you don't love me, you smoke, you're drinking. Then they start throwing punches.
Wow.
And then at some point, all I hear is I hear like choking, you're choking me. So he has this girl in a chokehold in the hotel room.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, we about to hear a murder. There about to be some gunshots popping through these walls.
What an experience.
Yeah, and I'm like, it can't possibly get any worse unless the mother of the girl also came in the hotel room and tried to shut shit down. And then eventually she caught the beats.
No way.
Yo, it was so bad because it went from the girl getting choked to her mom getting tossed around in the room. And I was just like, bro, what the hell is going on? And then eventually a hotel manager steps in that had enough of it. I guess he was like working by one of the rooms.
He's probably used to it.
Huh?
He probably used to it.
And, this is just another Tuesday morning. But he came over there and basically telling all of them to get out, or specifically the girl to get out before the cops get involved. And I'm just hearing all of that in the background. I'm like, bro, this really just happened.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Like, welcome to Atlanta, down in Atlanta. And I was just like, yo, this could have gone south. This could have gone real bad. And I was just thinking to myself, at those points, you really got to cherish life. Not really. I fell asleep right afterwards. It was a funny ass
It's like, damn,
time.
you had a deep thought.
That wasn't a deep thought. I was like, wow, it ended. Lockdown. Woke up the next morning feeling like...
Went back to Orlando?
Back where?
To Orlando?
Oh, no. We stayed over there the weekend. Nice 2-3 days. Aquarium. Went to
I think I went to that same aquarium when I was a kid.
Probably. I think it's like the only big one.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, had some great food. Overall, I love Atlanta. Every year, I want to try to go back. But with that was an experience I had going to a different state. What's a crazy story you've had, like traveling to a different state?
So I've driven from Florida to Colorado a few times, specifically 8. Well, 4, but 8 there and back. So one time, me and my best friend, Jose, we had just turned 21 and we decided...
Jose, you're going to be watching this when we're talking about you. We're going to give you a little wink.
We're talking about you right now, bro. So me and him were driving to Colorado, and I think we were on the way back. And we were in Kansas or Kentucky, whatever the state is, like right outside of Colorado. And it was Tornado Valley. And we're driving, and it's like 3 a.m. And I think he's asleep in the passenger, and I'm driving, and like it was literally like night black, like pitch black, nothing. You could barely see what was in front of you. Just got your headlights on. Turn your headlights off, you can't see nothing. So we're going, and like in a split second, it just turns into tornadoes all around us. Like legit big ass tornadoes. You can't really see them because it's nighttime, but you can feel the wind shifting you, and like the rain's falling all in front of your face, and like all the cars that were in front of us just pulled over to the side of the road, and like we're all going like 10 miles per hour. And it's probably one of the most scariest moments of my life. And on top of that, you know, we just left Colorado, and we may or may not have had some stuff on us, so we were like just a little nervous, you know, the whole time, driving 10 miles per hour. Honestly, I was accepting death in that moment, because that shit was scary, bro. We were in the middle of nowhere. Like, nobody's around us except for these cars driving with us, and it's like, you can feel the wind lifting your car up. It was crazy. Yeah.
One of my biggest fears has been going to California, because I've always felt the day I go to California is whenever that earthquake is going to hit, where it wipes everybody out. And I'm not, you know, I'm trying to live until I'm at least 105 years old. Not that long, but
105?
105, firmly.
That's a long time, bro.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We already went through 1/5 of our life.
If we could live to 100. No, if we live to 100, that's 25, 1/4.
You're right. On the technicality, you're right. You're
1/4 of our life we've lived.
But I mean, there's some people that be like, well, realistically, the average, blah 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 blah. Y'all could go pass away at 60 years old. I'm gonna be to 100 years old. I don't really feel like
I don't want to be 100 years old, bro.
Why?
Because after 80, I mean, you're gonna need help to like do shit, and I don't think I want that.
You could be the healthiest 90-year-old alive.
No, man.
You could be doing backflips.
Yeah, right.
You gotta give yourself some credit.
Yo, you seen the 80-year-old that does a backflip off a swing?
No, I have not.
No, I've seen that. Yeah. It's crazy. He actually does a backflip, and he lands it. And
okay,
he's
he
like
doesn't
80
like
years
crack
old.
his neck.
No, bro, he lands it like a pro. Bro.
Like, have you seen videos of like 90-year-old finishes like doing some kind of physical activity, and at the end they're like on the floor. I'm like, yo, is it worth it?
No.
They're like,
this man is a top G. Like, he landed it.
You landed? Okay.
But even if I could do that at 9 years old, flipping off swings, like, honestly, unless I can play basketball, that's one of my true passions, I don't want to live. Like, if I'm at the point where I can have a 13-year-old kid blow past me in basketball and I can't guard him, I don't want to live anymore, bro. Like, I just want to go on to the next life, and, you know, see what's next.
I think you might need to talk to Liver King about that. He could hook you up.
With no.
With the supplements, yeah, and the weightlifting. And maybe a little steroids here and there. A little pump at 90 years old.
A little pump.
Go to the bench.
I see these older guys too, like in California, like you were saying, like they'll be on that famous beach. I forget what it's called.
Venice Beach?
Yeah, Venice Beach, where they have like the workouts and stuff. And they're like ripped at like 65 years old, bro. They're like huge. And I'm like, they gotta be on steroids. Like, there's no way you can be that
100%.
old and like that ripped, bro.
100%. Like, there's some people that's like, unless you're the craziest raw vegan growing your fruit from the Amazon forest, there's no way you're gonna be able to keep a body like that. But I don't know, I feel for me, I agree with you. If I reach a point where I can't wipe myself, I can't clean myself, I'm not able to really live, I personally wouldn't want to live anymore.
Right. And that's gonna happen around 80.
80, I disagree.
You think it's gonna happen later?
Honestly, it could happen sooner. It really could, you never know. I would like to think that I maintain myself well enough to where I won't reach that point. But, you know, God forbid something like that's happened. Take me out. I'm done. Take me out like in Despicable Me, on a shark on a rocket going inside a volcano. That'd be a great way to go out.
That would be a great way.
Think about it. It would be beautiful. You got like the flames. You wouldn't necessarily.
Or just like a rocket straight into the sun.
I like the way you think. I have a guy you should text. His name's Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I like to be more optimistic than pessimistic whenever it comes to the future, the livelihood of my life, and just in general, the human species.
Okay, we're talking about Elon in the future. Can we bring up something real quick? You seen the Neurolinks?
Yes.
And the human trials in 6 months?
I don't know that. I've seen that apparently 1,500 animals died through experimentation.
Yeah. I don't know the specifics, but I do know that in 6 months he said human trials are going to begin. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be insane whenever you could literally download information from your brain.
Yep.
Like, you can literally, like, if you wanted to learn how to roll a blunt, you could download the YouTube video on your brain, watch it in a few seconds, and learn how to roll a blunt. Like, and this is gonna be, he said, like $100,000 to get this chip installed. And it kind of blows my mind because I think the future of the world's going to change within the next 5 years by a lot. And like, if you don't have a Neuralink, you're going to be that weird ass dude. We're all going to be sitting around this table having a conversation with our mind, and you're going to be sitting here like, hey guys, what's up? And we're going to look at you and then keep having a conversation with our mind. You're going to be like out of the loop if you don't have it.
Yo, that's hilarious. Like, everybody just speaking at a level where it's similar to telekinesis, and you have that one guy like, hey, you guys use your mouths? That haven't been able to be part of the cause, or not even. What is it? It's funny you say that. I'm watching a series on Netflix called Cyberpunk, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the game the whole thing with like robotics improvements. And they were making fun of a rookie because he didn't have any robotic parts.
Oh wow!
And I feel like that's gonna be like the future.
That's gonna be how it is.
Like in regards to, look at this guy. He doesn't have metal hands.
Right.
What a scrub! What is he even doing here?
Right, like such a human.
Yeah,
Fuck.
but I think there's going to be a lot of ethnic complications coming into that because you'll reach a point of, are your thoughts really going to be your thoughts?
Right. That's the thing. All these people are like, don't get the vaccine, bro. I've heard like they have microchips in it. They're gonna fucking turn the switch on and control you and like this and that. But it's like, you're gonna go get a microchip in your brain from a guy named Elon Musk who works for the government, and even though he portrays to be like a independent person, but like he works for the government. At the end of the day, he's SpaceX. He's a government agent or like employer.
I'm not knowledgeable.
So like, if you're gonna get a Neuralink and you didn't get the vaccine, you're dumb. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm not a vaccine supporter, but you know.
I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah.
The fact, someone out there say, man, I can't wait to get the Neuralink chip, but it's just like.
But you didn't get the vaccine?
Yeah.
Because you're afraid it has stuff in it?
Granted, I didn't take the vaccine. I'm not gonna do any kind of Neuralink until it reaches a point where there is a level of safety. Yeah. Like if 95% of the human race has it and I don't, I think there's gonna be a clear disadvantage. Like these.
Oh yeah.
You're driving, bro. Just run over there. Teleport.
Oh, you still use a phone?
That's gonna be.
That's gonna be crazy.
A very interesting gap or next step
because our phone is a microchip right now, basically.
For the most part, our phones, which is relatively new technology over the past decade, well, smartphones, not phones in general, but like that next evolutionary step of how it's gonna be.
The fact that you can Google anything and get an answer anytime, like that makes us a cyborg in a way, because we have access to knowledge that normal humans wouldn't 100 years ago or even 20 years ago. So the Neuralink's gonna make phones obsolete. You know what I mean?
Would you replace any of your body parts?
Yeah, 100%.
What would you replace?
Probably my heart.
Okay, that's fair.
Like put an ice box in there. I'm just kidding. Like Kevin Gates.
So you would have like a robotic heart?
No, I mean that would be nice because I think heart is like that's the number 1 killer in America. Like heart attack, heart disease.
Listen, change up your diet.
Yeah.
Go work out.
And I eat pizza every day, bro.
You know, pizza, it ain't that bad.
No, it's amazing.
No, I mean like health-wise, pizza actually isn't that bad. It's where you eat your pizza. So like, I guess the better way to phrase it, homemade pizza is actually, I'm not gonna sit here and say healthy, but isn't the worst thing in the world. Now, if you're eating like Pizza Hut every day, we're gonna have an issue. But I mean, for the most part, it's carbs, sauce, maybe slow down on the cheese, and you could be eating worse.
Put veggies on there and now it's healthy.
You see this guy? I like this guy. I like this guy. Making the world a better place. Yeah, so I've seen apparently 1,500 animals have died. I'm not sure how legitimate this is, the research, and then they're going to be doing human trials. Yeah. My question is, and maybe I should do more research, why don't they wait until they reach a point where animals aren't dying? Then start the trial with you.
Because that would probably not happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna die.
Someone's gonna die.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
So, I find it hilarious how there's people that are advocates for, products that haven't been tested on animals. Oh, you shouldn't abuse rats, you shouldn't abuse bunnies, so on and so forth. Y'all a little bit weird. I just want to say that right now. If you don't like animal testing, y'all weird. It ain't about loving the world. Listen, I love the world. At one point, I loved animals a lot. But
He loved the world so much that when we were in middle school, if you even thought about littering, he would beat your ass.
something about me I just felt connected. I felt in tune with a tree. I became the tree.
Yeah.
But whenever there's products that say this has not been animal tested, this hasn't been in connection with any animals, I read it, I'm like, all right, so I'm the test subject.
Yeah.
Because if it hasn't been tested on animals or any prior humans and I'm using it, that means I'm the test subject. So that's even worse. So the people that advocate for animal testing that stops, you're basically agreeing to say, hey, I'm the test subject. Y'all could do it on me. I just want to feel good about myself.
Yep.
I want to feel organic. I have to listen. I want to feel like I care about the world. So, I'm going to buy these products, go on Twitter.
Take a risk. Take a risk.
Go on Twitter, show the world how much I love the world. And then 5 years from now, drop dead because of shampoo I bought. Because of shampoo I was supposed to make my curls better.
Can I just say a quick story?
Yeah.
Because you said shampoo and it reminded me of it. The first time I ever got high, I was 15. Okay? I smoked a blunt with my friend Josh. Shout out to you, Josh. And I got to a point, first of all, I couldn't even jump the fucking fence to get home, bro.
Wait, Josh. I think I got the first time getting high was Josh too. Yep. And
wow.
I don't think we should say his last name, should we?
Yeah, why not? It's really pronounced Mikado, but
Someone on the internet. Finally, I've been waiting for his last name.
that was your first time getting high with him too?
Yes, in the woods.
Wow. We should pop a picture of Josh up right here, because once you see his face, you realize, yes, that's the guy you need to get high with for the first time.
Yeah, we'll continue.
So the first time we smoked, he rolled up a blunt. First of all, I paid 20 a gram, okay? I was 15, it was 20 a gram. I had to pay $5 for gas, 15 for a gram, and then we had to beg some dude at the store to get us a Dutch, bro. It was terrible. So,
It was a journey.
yeah, it was a journey, man. And we finally got back to the crib, bro. We left like 9, got back at like 11. Got dropped off in the front of the neighborhood, actually. He rolls up while we're walking. I'm like looking around like, yo, you're tripping, bro. Like someone's gonna see us. He's like, don't worry about it. Rolled up while walking, rolled it up, we started smoking, walk all the way to my house, like a 10-minute walk. And we finished the blunt. And I'm not high. I'm like, bro, I'm not high. And he's like, oh, don't worry, bro, it'll hit soon. So we get to the fence. Right as I'm about to jump the fence, I look at him, I'm like, bro, I'm high as fuck. And he's like, yo, just tell yourself that you're high. And I'm like, okay. So I tell myself, I'm like, you're high, bro, calm down. And it worked. I started calming down. So I made it over the fence. I walk home, and this is how it relates to the shampoo. I walk home, my mom is in the living room, my grandma, everybody's in there, and they look at me, I'm like, hello. Walk straight to the shower, bro. Straight to the shower. I lay down in the shower. So the shower head is like hitting me, and I'm laying flat in the shower. I'm just high as fuck. And I'm like laying down, and I look to my left, right? I look to my left, and I stare at the shampoo. And I'm like, yo, what if they put brain control chemicals in the shampoo and start controlling everyone's brain like that? And I didn't use that shampoo that night. And I fucking got out the shower like 2 hours later. And I fucking went and laid down high as fucking 8 cheese crackers. But, yeah.
Wow.
So,
I didn't expect that.
yeah, I was genuinely worried about getting my brain controlled by shampoo.
I thought you were going to go a direction where you tasted a shampoo and you actually liked it. But
I've done that by accident before. But
by
I didn't
accident.
like it. I did not
by
like
accident. Quote unquote, yeah, guys. I remember one time I accidentally ate a whole bottle of shampoo. Tasted great.
it. Have your parents ever put soap in your mouth for cursing?
Yes.
Me too.
It didn't work because I enjoyed the taste of soap.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a punishment. Like, I can eat soap. Hell yeah. Did you enjoy that punishment?
No. Like they scrubbed my tongue like that was a fucking sponge. Like they were trying to clean grease out of my mouth. Like it was not enjoyable.
I can actually even remember the first time it was a Dove white soap, which is the best tasting soap. Don't ask how I got to that conclusion. Well, of course, punishment. But I remember the first time, I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, what? Soap? This doesn't make any sense. And actually going through that experience, I'm like, you know what? I could get behind this.
You're the kid who ate crowns in kindergarten.
Crayons, believe it or not, I hated crayons. Like, tasting them, I just never understood them. I have memories of myself in kindergarten, seeing other kids eat crayons. I'll just sit there like, what are these primitive beings doing? Like, you have the choice between paper, pencils, crayons, and snacks. And you're eating everything but your snacks. Freaking weirdos, bro. And then I would go on to, like, pick my nose and have the time.
Pick my nose and shit my pants and everything's good.
I don't know about that one.
Oh.
I feel like, yo, what's wrong with these guys? So clearly I'm on a high level. You can eat crayons and
That's
stuff.
funny.
Yeah, man.
What are we running at right now? How long has this been going for?
Believe it or not, an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow, it's flying by.
It is. It doesn't even feel like that. So one thing that I've been trying to discuss is how SBM doesn't exist
Oh my God.
in Modern Warfare 2. This is I like preaching about it. I just want to say, I want to have, we got to let everybody know. If you're not able to play Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer because of SBM multiplayer specifically, and
Not Warzone, multiplayer.
you don't like being a quote, having a sweat or whatever, you might just have to accept the fact that you're just not good. You're not good anymore, and it's okay.
If you're good, see, this is where that's fucked up. If you're good, you get put into good lobbies. That's what SBMM is, skill-based matchmaking. So if you're good, you get put in with other good players who are equal to your level, if not higher. And it's based off your last 5 games. So if you go nuts on some like casuals for like 2 games, the next 5 games, you're in tryhard lobbies. So you can't enjoy the next 5 games. So that's why I don't like SBMM, because you do good 1 or 2 games and then you're stuck in these tryhard lobbies for like until you get off because you're so good apparently, but like you just had a few good games, bro. Like, and back in the day, I consider us like Call of Duty gods. Black Ops 1.
Without a doubt.
And Black Ops 1, MW3, we were dropping 100 kill games and stuff like that. Getting chopper gunners, attack dogs every time. And you were in a clan.
Yes,
in a whole
QHQX, hardcore headquarters.
Yeah, he was in the whole clan, bro. After school, first thing he would do is hop on that game, snap, crackle, pop. Best username ever.
5 p.m. Sorry, guys, I got a scrimmage. I can't play or have fun with you guys. I got serious things to do. I gotta go catch this Moab.
Gotta go catch a Moab, which you would catch. So that's why we were gods, But
You guys are having fun. I'm a pro.
that was because we put so much time and effort into it, and there was not SBMM. There was not skill-based matchmaking back then.
I could agree that it wasn't to the degree it is today.
Oh, there was none back then.
There was SBM in Black Ops 2.
Okay, Black Ops, I'm talking about W3 and Black Ops 1.
You're right.
Those were the best games for a reason. And skill-based matchmaking has a big part of that.
Yeah, real quick, that's some ASMR real quick. One thing I loved about that era was whenever got your attack dogs, your chopper gunner, and a connection just completely blanks out and you're out of the game. It's just a certain level of pain you're not able to experience since that point. It almost made you want to break the controller.
Yes.
But no, those were amazing golden age of Call of Duty. Loving it.
Yep.
And to go back to the cyber genetic stuff, I believe that we'll eventually reach a point to where we won't even really need to leave the house,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah, because there will be drones. There will be no more delivering jobs soon. I think next 5-10 years, drones for everything. You know what I mean? Like, no reason to leave your house. Electric cars for everything. If you do need to leave, you're in an electric car. It's going to be different. It's going to be very different, man. Like, it's crazy. It makes me feel like an old head, because I feel like our parents talking about like when they were growing up and us when we were kids, they just mentioned like the TV maybe it was black and white, or like all these, which doesn't seem like that much of an upgrade. If you look at like 1990 to 2020, right, those 30 years.
Yeah.
Colorful TVs, HD TVs, 4K TVs, like that's how TVs went, like visuals and like DoorDash now, Uber, like taxis fell off. Like there's a lot of integration, but it's just the same thing, kind of more relative and more easier to get to, like the Ubers and the DoorDash, like all these delivery things, like these TVs, like they're just more relevant, right? So TV, bad example, but
I mean,
next 5 years though, it's going to be a completely different world. There's going to be, like you said, no need to leave the house, right? You're going to talk to people.
You really think in the next 5 years it'll get to that point?
I think 5 years, bro. Because these Neurolinks are about to come out. As soon as these Neurolinks come out, what's going to stop us from basically evolving? What's going to stop us from evolving from humans to cyborgs when the Neuralinks come out? Nothing. Unless Elon Musk puts like a cap on
battle
it.
passes, real life battle passes.
Real life battle passes?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. If you want to be able to taste your food, you're going to have to pay $30.
A DLC to taste your food. You want dessert? It's a DLC.
Mercedes did that with one of their
Yeah, they did.
electric vehicles. If you wanted to go faster, you have to pay extra for it. And
That's a monthly subscription, yeah.
That's actually a very terrifying part about it. As we start evolving, at what point is these corporations able to delegate? Okay, you want to be able to speak or learn better with said chip. You either need to be on a subscription plan. You either need to download this microtransaction.
I got the perfect phrase for it.
I got it.
Life is going to become pay to win. Pay to win. Yes.
Yes.
If you don't know what pay to win is, that means you pay more money and you win more. Like every other video game, that's what life's going to be.
I agree.
If it kind of already is, but it's going to be more obvious.
Yeah, but to the point where you being able to function is going to be pay to win.
Yeah.
Which will be, that would suck, man.
Pay to function.
Like, oh, I can't run yet. I have to accumulate 500 social points.
Wow.
If I'm able to buy like the tier 1. And you got Usain Bolt 3.0 doing backflips. Like, come on, man. All of us could do it.
Right.
One thing that excites me, because we've been talking about the future throughout this podcast, and I love talking about the future because
It's exciting.
it's exciting, and for the most part, it will happen. I would like to believe. That's at least what we talked about. And I would love to see how psychedelics start playing a major part with technology
Yeah.
and the medical field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're already doing studies on like shrooms in Colorado, and they're decriminalized in Colorado. They're legal in Oregon, which is so is crack, which is kind of crazy.
Crack's illegal?
No, it's legal in Oregon. Like all drugs are legal in Oregon. You can go to a store and you can buy any drug you want.
Well, I will argue crack is like a steroid.
Yeah, except you're gonna lose all your teeth and all your muscles and everything after a while.
I mean, steroids, you get boobs, receding hairline.
Okay, is the ultimate cheat code crack and a Neurolink?
Bro, I think you just made the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Bro, you want a super soldier? Forget all these advanced cybergenetic upgrades. A little bit of crack, a cyber chip, well, a neural chip, you're set. That man is Iron Man. He is undefeated. You're gonna see NBA slim.
But for real, if you get a Neuralink, would you be able to become rich in a month?
Define rich.
Would you be able, if you got a Neuralink, would you be able to become wealthy in a month? If you're like middle class, you saved up, you got a loan. Let's say you're middle class, right? You make $30,000 a year, whatever that's middle or less. You save up to get to $100,000. You buy that Neuralink, you get it, you download software for it, you get everything you need. You then can become rich, maybe, because you know everything about real estate, you know everything about the stock market, you know how it functions, you know how to read charts now. You downloaded the software, you can read charts. Can you become rich off of $100,000 buying a Neuralink?
I think there would be a higher possibility, but what you gain in knowledge, you lack in experience, which is something I think we're able to see today with, rich gurus or everybody knows how to do real estate, is that we have so much information readily available for free and paid that it almost feels like, all right, you could know everything, you could do it quick, but that experience is crucial to utilizing that information. So with the Neuralink being able to access all this information, that could be an advantage, but here's the kicker. Are you able to filter out the information you actually need and the one that works without the experience? Because if you don't have the experience, now it's just sort of like, I want to say, when you overthink naturally with all this information, but now you're able to do it quicker. Now you're able to go through it. Yeah.
The experience is crucial to success.
Which I agree with you, but there's also that complication of, well, actually where I feel we're heading right now, there's more information being shared, but less experience to back it up.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because like I feel anxiety sometimes because as a 20-year-old in this day and age, I feel like I've had so many opportunities to become a millionaire in my lifetime, and I missed them all.
Like
I missed them all, bro. I fucking missed Doge. I missed, all the scams out there. I haven't done fraud. Like, it's you kind of feel like there's a lot of pressure on you to become something at a young age nowadays too. And kind of going back to Andrew Tate and stuff real quick, I think because of all that pressure that's on young men, they look towards these people because they want to be rich and successful like them so bad, because their peers, they compare themselves once again to their peers, and it's like stop doing that. Stop trying to be so successful so young. Enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, and get there your own way. For sure.
I remember graduating, 2016. I told myself by the time I was 25, I was going to be a millionaire.
Right.
And I'd be lying to you if I had still didn't firmly believe that within, let's say I'm 24 right now, within the next 7 months, some wild, calculated moves are gonna happen, be made, whatever. However, there was the fact that that's an expectation, the fact that's in my head. It's a lot of...
It creates anxiety.
There's a lot of pressure. And to what you're saying, relating it to whether we're talking about the Tates or other, I would say influencers that are genuinely, successful.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. You could argue whether it's scams, whether it's fraud. But to a certain extent, depending on who it is, there is some valid sense in there. But the part that people don't understand is that they're like, in the population of everybody, they're like top 1%.
Yeah, no, they really are.
And not even to reference Tate. We're doing no algorithm, they'll pick that up, they're gonna love us. But whenever it comes to super successful people, I think there's a misconception that there's a lot more younger successful people than there is older. And oftentimes something that I've had to learn throughout the years is that the most successful people happen to be the ones that are 40 plus, that has been putting to work 20 to 30 years. And that's something I've had to sort of organize in my head. It's like, yo, don't get me wrong, there's rich 20-year-olds out there. But there is the amount of rich 20-year-olds compared to 40-year-olds in the manner they became rich. There's, I wouldn't say, realistic, there's different time frame, how I would put it. Like, just because you're not gonna be able to be where you want to be by 25, doesn't mean I'm a failure. No. You still got your 30s, your 40s,
and experience is valuable, like we were just saying a few minutes ago.
Experience, and I think that's something, at least going through my 20s, I'm realizing that it's just like, wait, you need a good amount of experience, like just through life, attempting things before you're able to reach that point. There's some people that happen to do it sooner. I mean, congratulations.
I mean, look at rappers that have a hit song, right? And they blow up off their first, second, third song. They have no real fans behind them. They have no real industry experience. They have no real, all the things that go behind making a song, getting it published and getting paid for it. They don't have all that experience, so they fumble and they fall off. Same thing. If we were to blow up off of this podcast right now, it wouldn't, you put in work for a long time, so you deserve it, you know what I mean, for sure. But if it was like our first or second podcast, we would, it wouldn't feel the same, it wouldn't feel right. It would go to my head. I know if I blew up that quick, so it just doesn't become lasting, it doesn't last.
The higher you start, the closer the fall off is. Because you can only go up for so long before naturally things could take, I wouldn't want to say negative, but it won't be the same progress as it was when you first got on. So like you said, you got a number one hit, you don't got a discography to back you up. Eventually when that juice runs up, you gotta learn how to maintain yourself mentally, but you don't got that experience, and so forth.
And you gotta, without sadness, there's no happiness. So you gotta experience the struggle, man. You have to, or else whenever you experience, if you blow up and then experience it, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt so much worse than if you already experienced it 5-6 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll know how to deal with it. You know how to deal with your emotions. You'll know how to better yourself from it. You know what I mean? And the mindset, right? The mindset for the things that we do with making content is like, you have to learn every day. Every day that you're editing, making content, you have to be able to learn something new and upgrade yourself, because we're starting from scratch. So, it's super important to not look at those L's, the L that you get, and look at it as a loss. You gotta look at it as like a lesson, as they say, because if not, then you're gonna get caught up in all the motions. You can't get too high, can't get too low. You gotta be okay with everything that happens, how it comes.
Exactly. I think I agree with everything there. And to add on, there's this giant fact that for the most part, everybody only likes to show the highlights. Whether it's social media, the internet, it's like a giant highlight reel. And at times I have to remind myself, even if it's for, genuine businessmen that are explaining how they did things, that it wasn't just as easy. they had to go through multiple stages of
Yeah.
either complete failure, bankruptcies, whatever it was to get built to that point. So that's another thing I like to share on here. Definitely the way I create content at times, I don't strive for it to be perfect or for it to seem like a complete highlight perfection. There's some raw bits in between where that's just the way it is.
Which is great. I mean, I love when content creators do that because I can relate to them. To me, relatability is number one. When I'm watching, like, to plug some YouTubers in, like Loaf, Jadion, Canel Joseph, those are my top 3 YouTubers in my genre. And I love them because they'll keep that stuff in, the little edgy part where it's, like, awkward and stuff. Like, that's what makes me relate to them because I go through that. We were ordering a drink earlier, and it might have been a little awkward, but that's a part of life, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to put that out there too. Have to. If it's all perfect, clean cut, you're gonna fall off because not everyone can relate to that. You know, at least for me, that's my type of content. I want to see that genuine. Ugh, like, damn, to hear they just say that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, that's one thing I find myself, because one thing I ask myself at times is, what do I enjoy watching? Because what I enjoy watching reflects how, to a certain extent, how I am in my life. And I've noticed some of the people that I enjoy listening to, whether it's podcasts, for example, podcasts, David Shands, where we talk about YouTubers like Moist Critical, Some Ordinary Gamers. There's just this level of just, they're genuine, it's not completely polished or perfect, it's just raw. And there's a lot of momentum, progression, up and downs whenever it comes to conversations being spoken about. Where I'm getting at is, not everything's a highlight reel, and that's important to discuss. And
a lot of shit's fake. A lot of stuff on the internet is fake.
That's something we, for sure, as you look, especially when you see the behind the scenes of certain things. Also be nice to yourself. I think it's important for people to mentally be kind to themselves as they progress through life. Because it's pretty easy.
Become your own best friend, man.
It's pretty easy to tell yourself, wow, I haven't done this in comparison to that. I'm a piece of whatever, I suck.
Your camera just made a noise.
It made a noise?
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, this might be the end. Yeah, so camera died. I wanted to have a nice background. I don't know if this is the best background, but
This is the garbage right behind us.
yeah, we got the dump right behind us. Thank you for tuning into the podcast episode. Matt the Woo, YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok. Follow, subscribe. Y'all know what it is, Vivid Nectar. I appreciate y'all. And a bit of a audience retention clip. We're out.